Captain of the Polestar by Arthur Conan Doyle, dramatized by Marty Ross.
Mr. Milne! Hold your course, Mr. Milne!
Sir! I'll hold this course of yours if it sinks us all in the pit of hell. But a Christian soul, what right have I to argue with my captain, signing his ticket to the eternal storm with the bow of his ship?
Mr. Milne!
Huh?
My God! The ice out there! We'll all be killed!
Killed, Dr. Ray. Aye. Don't you go worrying about that. There's a good lad. Captain Craigie up there. He knows exactly the crack between those icebergs he's steering for. And it's a more god-forsaken corner of sea he has in mind for us, I'll wager, than this wee shake of ice cubes.
You're saying that just to reassure me, I know.
The question in my mind, Doctor, is whether he reckons he's got something out there worth chasing after, or whether it's chasing him that same way. We'll know soon enough. Ah, for God's sake!
Straight through, Mr. Milne! Straight through!
I hear you, Captain. God help me.
Morning there, Doctor.
Looking a touch the worse for yon bumpy night?
Is it a good or a bad sign, Mr. Williamson, that the Doctor's the sickest fish on the boat?
Just mind when you next take to hurling over the rail.
Aye. It lands in one of those ice floes. It could be floating alongside us for the next couple of days.
I'm grateful for the benefit of your nautical experience, obviously, gentlemen. Mr. Milne.
Assemble the men, Mr. Williamson. Captain Craigie wants a word with a lot of you.
Men have had a rough night, sir.
No rougher than mine. Or your captain's.
It's how rough the captain's after making our next few nights it's got the crew griping.
Mr. Williamson, as second mate you should know better than to bandy such chatter up here on deck.
Sir?
I'm the outsider on this voyage, Mr. Milne. But even I've been attuned to the general mood.
Aye. Yet, there's no fellow more of an outsider on this ship than her captain.
Oh, really?
Aye. Back in Dundee, there's none would call him a friend or relation, nor know where he vanishes between voyages. Whaling! I reckon he took it up because he could find no other trade more likely to hurl him within spitting distance of death. Him and his poor bloody crew.
He does at times seem a wee touch reckless.
Yet there's no other captain would get a crew clear of those dangers with the same instinct for staying alive. I only wish I knew what it is he hunts in these waters. Something further out of reach than whale oil.
The men are assembled.
Yes, Captain.
And how are you this morning, Dr. Ray? What do you make of our new travelling companions?
Captain?
The ice floes. Pole's white-masted fleet of ghosts and behemoths.
Oh, yes. Yes. Magnificent. So long as we don't find ourselves hemmed in by them.
Now that, of course, is the risk one takes. Good morning to you, men.
Good morning, Captain.
Fine sight to see you loafing about on a calm sea. A wild night you had, hadn't we all? You must have wakened this morning grumbling about that madman captain who drove you this far.
Aye, Captain. The odd grumbling.
Aye, what other sort of grumbling would come from the likes of you, Mr. MacLeod? No, you're right to be concerned. Mad I must be, dragging you further in these waters than any other whaler would dare go. Yet this is no other whaler. This is the Polestar, the ship that in its every year under my command has brought a richer haul of whale oil than any other in the Dundee fleet. And you, the crew that walks tall on account of it, who may leave your wives and sweethearts and, well, any other ladies of your acquaintance.
You're referring to my mother, Captain.
No doubt, Mr. MacLeod. Leave them, I say, sobbing their hearts out in the finest silk hankins and finer silk underwear, while the wives of other whaling men take in laundry or beg on the parish. And I am the captain who pointed you without fail to this wealth, and who tells you now that one day gone he saw from that masthead 22 fish in as many minutes and not one under 10 foot. A strip or two of ice is all that stands between them and us. And what fine figures you'd cut in the streets of Dundee after a catch like that, just so soon as you'd scrubbed off the stink of blubber.
I know a lassie or two wouldn't worry too much about the scrubbing.
We all get the lassies we deserve, Mr. MacLeod, I'm sure. So, what say you, lads? Do I turn us home now with Wales a gust of north wind away, or does the Polestar bump her way into harbour once again, so full and dripping with whalegut they think her a whale herself, and a Leviathan at that? What'll it be?
So why don't we spear some fish?
Let's get this deck cleared and that engine stoked, and we'll see if we can't get within spearing distance. Off you go!
Captain, what if the wind blows from the south?
Then it blows, and we prove the worth of our own guts.
Aye, sir.
What do you prescribe for fortitude, Dr. Ray?
The odd spot of oration along those lines doesn't go amiss. Well done, Captain. You have a crew who'd sail both poles for you in a single day if they could.
Well, they're whaling men. What safer world have they ever known? But you, young Ray, I wish I didn't have it on my conscience that I'm carrying with me some green boy, his grasp on the world coming from medical textbooks and storybook dreams of adventure on the high seas. You mentioned once that you've a girl back home, a fiancée even.
That's so, yes.
Then what, may I ask, are you doing here so far from your lady love's arms?
I can scarcely be the only man on the ship who's left a sweetheart behind.
Oh, and in many cases we'd be talking a different order of sweetheart.
It's true, certainly. Neither Flora nor myself have had overmuch acquaintance with the rougher world. Such was the reason behind my volunteering for this voyage. So I might go back to her, not as that green boy, but as a grown man with some wisdom as to the larger world's workings. A little salt weathering in his boyish cheek.
How have we weathered you thus far?
Adequately.
Doubtless we'll rub a few more smooth edges off you before long. So long as we don't send you home a savage, likely to crush the thing you love in a whaleman's paw.
I think it unlikely any man's hand, let alone my own, could be hardened to such beauty as I can show you here.
No, but it is a risk all the same. There. Here.
Captain?
Out there on the ice. Oh. Or sea, even.
See?
Can you not?
I'm afraid I don't.
Shh. No, how could you, cherishing your untested fancies of what love might be? Love? I know love. I've known. Was never less free of the knowledge than I am now. My apologies, Doctor. I've had a fraught day or so keeping the ship afloat.
I merely wanted you to see my locket here. It holds a cameo of Flora.
Flora?
My fiancée.
What has she to do with me that you dangle her pallid face before my eye? There! Flora! See if those fish gutters down there can't thumb a little colour into your cheeks?
Captain! I protest!
Mourning the loss of your keepsake.
Oh, the keepsake I have.
Better lovers have lost more than that. More none. Keep out of my way while you do it. I have a ship to steer.
Where are you steering us, Captain? In that frame of mind.
Looking for your sweetheart, Doctor.
What? Oh, Mr. MacLeod.
Didn't he mean to give you the fritz? You gave me a bit of a stir yourself, creeping about the deck like that in the dead of night.
I was looking for
For your wee lassie on a silver chain. Here she is. Picked her up myself after the captain flung her down.
Thank you.
Glass is a wee touch cracked.
Is it?
Dainty wee thing she looks. Sore with the thought of her, I'm sure.
I suppose.
I've got a girl, you know.
Oh, yes?
Margareta. German lass, in Hamburg. See her whenever we pass through. Bonny red hair, my Greta. Long and smooth like a sunset to wander in.
She stirs the poet in you, Mr. MacLeod.
Oh aye, she does that. When we stop off there on the way back, I'm going to take her a-wandering with me by the side of the Ulster, yon big lake in the middle of town. I'm going to stroke these bruised old harpooner's fingers through that soft hair of hers, and then... You know what I'm going to do then, Doctor? I'm going to flip that kraut whore face down in the dirt and...
Well, a veil, I'm sure, may be drawn over the details.
The ladies, eh, Doctor? Who'd have the heart for one of these voyages without one of them waiting at the end of it?
Anyway, thank you for the locket.
Not at all.
That ice out there appears to be drawing closer all the time.
Oh, aye, the pack'll have us afore long. You see yon channel ahead, between the floes?
It's the only strip of water that doesn't have ice on top of it.
Well, the pack'll have closed over that too by morning. Wind's changed, calling the captain's bluff. Coming from the south. Can you no feel it?
We'll be trapped.
Deeper in the dirt than my Greta when I get my hands on her.
I see. Oh, yes. I can hear it now.
Hear it?
The south wind. MacLeod. That is the wind, isn't it?
What do you reckon it is?
No. You're the seaman here. What is that?
I haven't the faintest notion, Dr. Ray. But I've heard it every night since we passed Shetland.
Since Shetland? Look, what's going on here? Another attempt at taking the rise out of your ship's unseaworthy doctor.
I'm no laughing, Doctor.
You sure it isn't some animal? Some wounded animal?
Ah, Christ, is yon bloody thing squealing away again?
Mr. Williamson. As if we weren't frightened enough already.
Frightened? What's to be frightened of? It's a bloody bear, out on the bloody ice, making a bloody racket, and keeping me from my kip for the umpteenth bloody night running.
Mr. MacLeod says he's been hearing it from...
Aye, from bloody Shetland. Mr. MacLeod's got his head stuffed in his granny's drawers. It's a bear, I tell you. A big fat arse bear, too bloody work shy to go and catch himself a seal, howling for scraps off us. Aye well, I'm for reminding him we got out and bloody hunted for what we got, and for reminding him we are bullet up the Jacksy.
You're not going down there.
All the ice anchor's fixed, ship's not going nowhere. We can get straight onto the ice floes from here.
We?
You've been riding the back of whales since you were old enough to pee standing up. You're no scared of some polar bear in its last legs, are you?
If I thought it was that, I wouldn't be, no.
Well, let me prove to you what a fearful woman you've been. Now get back there and grab yourself a rifle. You, Doctor, wait here.
No, wait a moment. I want to see what's out there too.
Then stick with MacLeod here. I'm a hunter, no a bloody babysitter.
By God, you'd think you ought to get a sore throat.
Quiet there.
We've walked some way out from the ship. Whatever's making that din always seems to keep ahead.
It's moving with us, tracking us like we're tracking it. It's a bear, I tell you.
You'd think a bear with a slavers for us would keep its mouth shut.
Why don't you shut yours?
Doesn't it sound a little human?
It's not so much as an Eskimo for 300 miles.
But some other ship.
There's no other ship would be in these waters.
No other ship's got a captain like ours.
Oh my God, there it is.
I knew I'd miss it when it stopped.
Did you see it?
See what?
I saw.
What?
Don't know what.
It went behind there. That hummock in the ice.
Reckon it did.
I'll go round this way. You two come round from the other side, and we'll see if we can't trap it back there. Give me a minute or so before you start round yourselves.
We'll hang around longer if you like.
A minute, please.
Wait! What did you see?
1 minute. Come on. Where are you? You shut up, have we? You're scared of the big bad hunter. So you should be. I'd be turning the snow yellow if I were you. I'd be... Is that you? Oh, I see you. Oh, dear Christ!
MacLeod!
I hear it! Mr. Mr. Williamson! Mr. Williamson!
Run!
MacLeod! Look! There's something!
It's him! Williamson!
Get back to the ship! Get back to the bloody ship!
Did you see it?
Get back to the ship!
Best idea I've heard all night, come on!
Get up there! Quickly!
What was it?
Just get up! Christ almighty! Christ bloody mighty!
Here, Doctor, take my hand!
I'm quite all right. I just want to know what he saw.
I'll tell you what I saw! I'll tell you!
Williamson, calm down. Calm down. Just try and breathe slowly, steadily. That's it.
My word, Mr. Williamson, I've seen you many a time thigh deep in the whale's belly, but I never caught your trouser legs steaming like that before.
Shut up, you!
MacLeod,
If you'd seen it,
what did you see?
I don't know!
After all that,
Quiet!
It was out there in front of me. All of a sudden. Like it had blown up out of the ice and the cold air. Right in front of me, Doctor. And I don't know, you see, if she was awful or beautiful.
She?
Captain!
Captain, you here?
I hear.
We went out on the ice to take a look and...
What a long voyage it's been. But soon now I know we'll meet in our harbour.
Captain?
Ice is closing in, Captain.
Yes, I hear.
Yes. I'm sorry, Flora. So far away am I. Flora? What in...
Good morning, Doctor.
Mr. Milne, what's happening?
We're caught in the ice. I'd get on deck if I were you. Captain's going to have a word. If this lot doesn't lynch him first.
Mr. Williamson! The supplies, how do we stand?
Half a tank of biscuits, 3 barrels of salt meat,
How many days, man?
half rations, 18, 20. We're doing a wee bit better for tobacco.
Oh, that'll come in handy.
Always popular with condemned men, sir, a smoke.
You're not dead yet, Mr. Williamson. I haven't given the order. Mr. Milne,
Sir.
we're still afloat, I take it.
Yes, sir. Ice has settled for the time being. Hull intact, but we're sealed in tight.
Yet you're alive, every one of you. You at least have the things you desire still fast in your hands. Thus far this voyage, I have given more than I have received. Men! Men! I've brought you, as you see, to a fair old fix. If this ice clears, you remain within 3 weeks of home. If not, well, you're the crew of the Polestar and know what's required of you in these waters. You must quit the ship and make land across the ice. Live until spring, off the seals and anything else you can get a harpoon or a bullet near. Do or die it, but you wouldn't be the first whaleman to last a winter on it.
It's what might be on your ice that worries us.
Aye, whatever screech of a thing's been howling round this boat since Shetland.
Aye, that's right.
Quiet there! Your captain's speaking!
There's nothing on that ice for the Polestar's crew to run frightened of.
And how may we be sure of that, Captain?
Because if there's anything on that ice calling the fate of any man on the ship, you may be sure it calls to your captain's ear and no other. If any man is to bear the honour of being the Polestar's first loss to these floes, then he stands, I assure you, where I do, steady in his whaleman's boots, and not tremulous as here and there below. I am ready for the next challenge set me from that wind and ice. See, you can say likewise.
Captain!
A moment, Mr. Milne. I'll go to him. Captain, are you there? It's Dr. Ray.
Come in, why don't you?
Well, if you don't mind.
Not at all. You may be of help to me.
If I can. I was a little concerned, confused perhaps. at what you said up there, as I'm sure were many of the crewmen.
Of course. What a wild white mystery I've dragged you amidst. I should have sailed here myself, were that possible. You and Milne will do what you can for them, I'm sure, over the difficult days ahead.
What may I do for you, Captain?
It's curious. All the years I've sailed these waters, I never thought of making a will. But there is, here in my cabin, sell it and divide what you get among the crew, same proportions as the oil money.
And what is this, Captain? This watercolour here, pinned to the wall. The young lady. Something beyond the average whaling man's notion of beauty, I would have thought. What does it say here? NB, is that? At 19. Who is she, Captain?
She does not exist. Not anymore. Yet she is everywhere. Water chilled to ice. And isn't it the property of every captain, good or bad, to make his crew sail the length of his every dream and dread?
Captain?
Leave me, Doctor.
Those 22 fish we're supposed to be chasing. Did you dream those?
It's all a dream to me now, don't you see? All except her.
Mr. Mill.
Aye.
More bad news, I hear.
Aye, Doctor. Blizzard moving in from the south. I'd be down below if I were you, tugging the blankets over my head.
And yet, here, in the sunset, that ice is so bloody outrageously beautiful.
Aye. Well, I'm a Presbyterian, Dr. Ray. Raised in little doubt that it's the beautiful things of the world that are likeliest to drown a man.
And yet, can one be a man and not? Please, Mr. Milne, tell me that's the wind.
It is the wind. But not just the wind.
What does that thing want? What do you want?
Where is it? That damn screeching!
Mr. Williamson, you have neither mine nor your captain's permission to be waving a firearm around on the deck of this ship.
Ship? This is no ship. Stuck here with that out there howling like some jackal, ready to pick our bones. I will see if a bullet or two can't guarantee us a quiet funeral.
Mr. Williamson!
No! Give me that rifle!
Sir! It's that thing out there. We've a right to be frightened.
You have nothing to fear from her. From me, perhaps.
Captain, be careful.
Here then, Mr. Milne. Before I do something uncaptainly, heaven knows, Mr. Williamson, I ought to put one of these bullets through your unfit skull. But that would just drown another moment of our song, and tonight more than ever, that song maps my voyage. I'll leave you, gentlemen, to yours. Here, you lass. Have your answer at last.
Captain!
We must go after him.
He's running into the teeth of that blizzard. Can you not see it gathering?
Is that all it is?
All?
That shape, rising before him on the ice. Captain!
Doctor, watch! It'll be on us in a second. Mr. Williamson, catch him back!
No! Look! It's a figure blowing up out of the snow! Captain! Captain!
Mr. Man! Any sign? None, Mr. Williamson. We must be turning back, Dr. Ray.
A little further, surely.
We're 10 miles from the ship already.
We have to know, don't we?
Master Man! Master Man!
They found something!
All of you, over this way!
is, Mr. Millen?
Aye, sir. Looking as dead as you'd expect.
We owe him a better burial than lying there on his belly wrapped in all that snow.
Yes. Yes. You, Williamson, MacLeod, come with us.
Wait, Doctor!
It's just the wind blowing across the floes. It's nothing.
Oh, Holy Mother!
It's nothing, nothing. Just the wind blowing the snow off him.
You saw the shape it took, there, just before it blew away!
It took no shape I could see.
I saw.
Doctor, please.
Turn him over. Quickly, help me, please.
Mind yourself there, Doctor.
His face.
What?
His expression. Almost like joy. And his hands. Reaching for her still.
That's enough. Now, come on. We have to get back.
You, I suppose, are the captain of the Polestar now, Mr. Milne.
Aye. Captain of a ship can't sail anywhere.
The wind might change. The ice might shift. Tomorrow, perhaps.
Wind and ice will speak in their own good time, and we must live with whatever they tell us. There's no voice out here harder to argue with than theirs. Back to the ship.
In The Captain of the Polestar, by Arthur Conan Doyle, dramatised by Marty Ross, Captain Craigie was played by Alec Heggie, Dr. Ray, Nick Underwood, Milne, James Bryce, Williamson, John Buick, MacLeod, Brian Pettifer. The director was Bruce Young.